Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' was Parking. It's D Boss here. Reacts to this Maddie Balls vid. It's titled "The Satisfying Downfall of DJ Akademiks." Damn, not satisfying. A lot of people really don't like him. As far as him having a downfall, I mean, we can't really say right now. It's a bit too early. I do think that he will still continue to be popular, but we can't say what the long term effects will be. Time will tell, but maybe he'll share something. I don't know though. Let's watch.
Recently, DJ Akademiks was just hit with some disturbing allegations that could ruin his career. Throughout his entire career, he has been one of the most controversial figures in hip-hop, but fans are starting to notice a pattern. From strange comments about young girls to a literal case, these recent allegations could be the final nail in the coffin for Ak. And to understand just how controversial DJ Akademiks is, along with his strange history of inappropriate behavior, we have to go back to the beginning. DJ Akademiks began his career in 2012 after posting on hip-hop forums all the time. Also, his real name is Livingston Allen, and I just thought that was kind of funny. It's really fancy for whatever reason. But anyways, in 2012, he started the DJ Akademiks YouTube channel where he was posting vids of him DJing, doing interviews, and talking about his opinions on rap. Eventually, this led him to covering hip-hop news, which is what he's mostly known for. In 2014, he started one of his biggest ventures, and that was his channel called The War in Chirac. This channel was all about drill artists and gang stuff and covering everything that was going on in Chicago. In the first 2 years of covering this stuff, he gained over 250,000 subscribers and over 90 million views. This channel was by far his most successful at that time, but it was also very controversial. A lot of people, especially artists from Chicago and a lot of viewers, suggested that by covering these things, he was instigating even more violence, especially with how casually he would talk about and joke about all of the death and tragedy that was happening. Eventually, later on in his career, he got a spot as a host on Complex's Everyday Struggle, where Vic Mensa confronted him about this.
So many people outside the culture of Chicago, they hyped up the music, not knowing that real lives were being affected, deaths and other type of madness happened within the music, and the music was a real life depiction of that. Like, how did you feel about it?
I wanted to slap you in your face, honestly. And I'm just seeing you here, so I'm like, this is a tame environment, so I would keep it to my words, but I really felt as if people exactly like you sensationalized and made a following off of clowning situations that we go through in real life. And I think...
I thought this was a very strange narrative that people were putting out there, and I don't give a fuck about academics. Condemn him all you like. But as far as putting blame on him because he's talking about it and reporting on it, he's not the one out there killing people. Because he bringing light to it is the problem. I don't understand that narrative. Like, he's instigating it and making it worse, and instigating beef. They already instigating beef amongst themselves in their neighborhood. People gossip all the time in projects and shit. You know, word goes around very quickly. So I don't feel like what he did was making anything worse. Like, I just feel like that's very weird. It's removing all accountability from the parties involved who were actually doing the killing and the gangbanging. So very weird to have that much animosity. If you want to critique him, sure, say that. But to have that much animosity to be like, I want to slap you and this is your fault, that's weird.
You know, niggas ain't had no right. You know, you specifically, like, you ain't never have a right. Like, whatever made you feel like you had
it's almost like he's protective of that environment. Instead of, like, calling out how toxic it is and how there needs to be change, it's like you're protecting it and being like, how dare you talk about what we got going on over here? This is our shit. Like, don't bring attention to it. Just very weird.
Needs to have a perspective on our people dying on a daily basis.
Ak tried saying that he was giving a different perspective and showing people how serious drill was, even suggesting that he was being constructive. But Vic countered by saying that Ak was literally making jokes about his friends who passed away in Chicago. There have also been other artists like 600 Breezy.
Well, say that. Say that that's why you're mad. Say that you're making jokes out of people dying. Say that. Focus on that. But that's not what he was just saying.
On how they didn't like Ak's coverage of Chicago gang culture. On the other hand, though, there have been artists like Chief Keef who thought Ak was cool. So this wasn't some career-ending controversy, but it's not the greatest kickstart to your career. And most recently, a couple years ago, Andrew Callahan made a video discussing how platforms promote this cycle of violence by covering these things, and asked Ak if he could go back, would he still make this channel?
If you could go back in time, would you make War in Chirac again?
Say no.
You know, I've grown, was it appropriate? Probably wouldn't do that again. I would do it again just because
Okay. That's
I think
what
we
got
deal
you
with mental
started.
illness in Chicago. And when you see people are kids, these people who are doing murders, like Ronald number 9 was like 17, doing drills and all that type of shit, it's easy to be outraged and also say, damn, how could you guys take a life so easily? But also you got to think about the cycle of mental issues that they're having, the trauma that they're suppressing.
But like I said, this was just DJ Akademiks' entrance into the music industry.
That's accurate, but there still needs to be some level of accountability, and people are responsible for their own healing. You can't just be like, well, they're traumatized and they go through a lot and that's why they're killing each other and that's what it is. No.
And he had many more controversies to come. He continued posting on his DJ Akademiks channel, mostly covering news, and like I said, he got on Everyday Struggle. With his platform being much bigger and his tendency to talk shit, Ak was frequently getting into more and more controversies as he grew. Like I said, throughout his whole career, he's always been in some type of controversy, but nothing has been big enough to take him down. He had problems with Lil Tracy, he said he can't listen to gay artists because he thinks it's weird, and eventually he got kicked off Complex. The reason he got kicked off Complex is because of the comments he made about Chrissy Teigen, where he called her a bitch multiple times. This also got his Twitch account temporarily banned. He even admitted to calling the police on Meek Mill when they had beef back in the day.
Because right now, like, when you say green light, I send that to the police. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, yo, are you green lit? Wait, Meek Mill just told me in front of the world I'm green lit? Okay, here's the cops. Hey, Meek Mill, that's his account, that's his people. He said I'm green lit. Are you dumb?
Him and rapper Freddie Gibbs have had an extensive history of beef over the years, which started in part because Ak said that Freddie is irrelevant because of his first week sales. This is another thing that Ak gets in trouble a lot for, which is when he talks shit about artists and always talking about their sales, which is obviously bound to get on other artists' nerves. Akademiks has never been shy to speak his mind, especially since he does a lot of drunk streams where he's always got a bottle of Henny on deck. And that's why a lot of his fans have liked him, because he isn't afraid to speak his mind. But at the same time, obviously it's bound.
I've heard him say that he's drank every single day for the past like several years. Might be like a decade or something. It's wild. I'm surprised he's still walking around.
To cause some problems. During his beef with Freddie Gibbs, there was a ton of moments where the entire internet was clowning on DJ Akademiks, like when Freddie Gibbs released his hilarious version of DJ Akademiks, and he also dissed Ak in a freestyle.
Niggas ain't fucking with me. When I catch Akademiks, I'ma squeeze them tears. Nigga, I'ma squeeze your breasts. Nigga, let the tip hit your chest.
Freddie's also dissed him in some songs, and their beef has been nothing short of entertaining. Ak also decided to talk about Freddie's ex-girlfriend and his soon-to-be child, and was saying some really weird, like somewhat sexual stuff because she did porn. And he also called her and asked to buy the rights to Freddie's kid.
Freddie, what you didn't know and you're gonna hear her admit is that when she hit me up, which was about 4 months ago, your child was already 2 months cooking in that belly. When she appeared on Adam 22 Plug Talk, your child was a little bit more than baby batter at that point. That's Freddie Jr. in that gut. When she wanted to link with me, this might sound crazy, but I hope you understand the grace I have extended you. I would have been rubbing that belly. I bought a stethoscope off Amazon. I was gonna have a stethoscope in my ear and have the joint on her gut. $10,000 to have the name and rights to Freddie Jr.'s child. $10,000 to do this.
Akademiks also inspired a lot of hate against Megan Thee Stallion, claiming that she was lying about what Tory Lanez did to her. And honestly, I could list like 100 different people that Ak has said something crazy to. So because of all of these things throughout his career, it's likely that a lot of hip-hop fans have been waiting for his downfall for some time now. One of Ak's most recent controversies has been his extremely biased coverage of the Drake and Kendrick beef. And this is important because later in the video, he uses this as a defense, so keep this in mind. It got to the point where people were accusing Ak of being paid off, with even Kendrick Lamar himself calling out DJ Akademiks, saying that he was compromised. The whole time, Akademiks was claiming to have inside info from Drake and was running an entire smear campaign against Kendrick Lamar and his fans. His journalism in general has been really bad lately, especially on his Twitter page, Akademiks TV. For example, he posted this video of Ice Cube talking about his meeting with Trump in 2020 and said that it was from 2024 and that Cube was talking bad about Kamala. We'll talk more about this Twitter page here in a minute, but I want to make you guys aware that he very frequently will lie or just completely post misinformation on this page. And I'm not saying that he's the one who's running it, that's most likely not the case, but he's still the owner of it, which isn't a good thing. On top of this, DJ Akademiks has been sponsored by Stake, the online casino, which has also sponsored Drake. He's been promoting this on all of his posts, and promoting gambling in general is very controversial. Half of his posts on Twitter get community noted for this, since it's against Twitter's terms of service. I actually covered this in a video I made about Drake's relationship with Stake, and I mentioned Ak's involvement. And Akademiks reacted to this video and claimed that he has no involvement with Stake. He said he doesn't promote it and that he has no idea what I'm talking about. It seems like everyone on the internet is promoting gambling, from the biggest pop stars like Drake to journalists / commentators like DJ Akademiks. But
What? How am I promote gambling?
Sir,
I have no affiliation with any gambling company.
However, I thought this was really funny because Akademiks owns the Akademiks TV Twitter page, like I mentioned earlier, as they state in their bio. You know what else they state in their bio? It's that they are sponsored by Steak. Like I said, I'm not sure if he actively runs his page, but he's definitely making money from it. So the whole gist of what I'm trying to say here is that Akademiks is a proven liar, and he's willing to spread misinformation or manipulate things in a way that fits him better. And a lot of people, if they are generally in agreement with him, will just follow along. While all of this stuff is controversial, none of it was substantial enough to take him down. Sure, he was making light of death and promoting gang violence, or bullying other artists and shit-talking people, or lying and spreading misinformation online. But none of this was like illegal or super terrible. However, recently Akademiks took things way too far, and people are starting to realize that he has a much darker and disgusting side to him. In 2024, following all of the PDF file accusations and the Drake beef, Akademiks himself was hit with a lawsuit accusing him of. It was filed by a girl named Zaya who said she met Ak online in 2021 and dated him for a while. She claimed that in 2022, after being invited to his New Jersey home, she was drugged, assaulted, and by 2 of Akademiks' friends. She also claimed that when she woke up, Akademiks was there.
I already talked about this in the video. I'm not gonna repeat myself, but I watched every detail of this because I was interested in what happened with this story, because I was prepared to be like, oh no, fuck him, he needs to be canceled, rapist, you ain't shit, da da da. But after digging more, I was like, wait. Then I started to be like, wait, her story ain't adding up. And I watched a lot of content regarding this. I saw all of the text messages. I read the entire legal document. Like, I was kind of deep into this. Just boredom. Must not have nothing going on around that time. So after doing all of that, I was like, all right. So he trifling, definitely on some weird shit, but this situation, I don't feel like he did what she claimed based on all of my findings. And you should not even speak on it unless you read the entire legal document, look at his video with all of his proof, all of the text messages, everything that went down. Because if you get all of the information, then you actually have a more clear idea of what took place. But most people aren't doing that. They're not going to invest that much time into it. I don't blame them because, again, I spent probably hours looking into everything. They're just going to watch her video and be like, and know Ak's character, or what they think that they know of Ak's character, and be like, yeah, he's guilty. But, yeah.
I look crazy right now, but I'm not going to stand here and let this man continue to lie about me.
And I don't even like Ak. Based on how he's moved on the internet. He's really annoying. But, I mean, the facts are the facts.
That's not what happened, Akademiks. You know that that's not what happened. And for you to pretend that you didn't do anything, that I just went to your house and I'm just some thought, like we didn't know each other for 2 years. You tried to save yourself after your friends assaulted me. Whether or not you got drunk or not, I know that when you woke up, you were on top of me too.
On the flip side, Ak claimed that after the police came by his house because of this, he checked the cameras and said his friends were getting with her.
Dude, I'm like, something don't sound right. I go on my camera. I go to my DVR. I'm looking what's going on. Gang, this is facts, and I'm not trying to make her look crazy, and I'm not trying to put her in no type of weird position. This is reality. Brother, this is a girl who I've been dealing with for like 2 years on and off. We were not steadily, like, we were like, you know, hang out, not really hang out, not really hang out. That type of shit. You feel me? She's actually like a really good girl. Like, she's a girl who kind of gives like really nice energy, like not one of them like sexy red type stories, like not to disrespect her either. When I look at my camera in the morning, gang, the shorty was getting like, I don't even like, she was getting trained by my 2 mans, like on my pool deck the night before when I'm sleeping. I'm dead ass, this is what happened.
Of course, this is different from the girl's account who said that Ak was there too. So far, nothing else has come out about this, and Ak hasn't publicly commented to any news outlets. However, after all of this came out, he went on stream to address it and said some really weird cryptic stuff about taking the industry down with him.
Again, I can't talk about too much just because I've paid lawyers to handle court, and these people who are coming at me are hoping that I that up by handling it on social media. The police wants nothing to do with this. They're saying there is no crime. The cops have said, peace. There ain't no crime that we...
That's the other part that's very important to note. The cops saw the video, they looked at all the evidence and was like, all right, there's nothing here. So that should be telling. And I know that cops drop the ball sometimes, yada yada, but again, if you actually look into the details of this situation, whatever, I'm not defending this nigga.
That's what it said. We're out of this. Let me tell you this about everybody in the industry. I'm going to tell y'all all this right now. If Ak ever goes down, y'all all go down with me. Because I hold no secrets from nobody.
which is really strange because I don't even think he outright denied it. And while nothing came of this legally speaking, it definitely created a pattern. There's been this pattern developing with DJ Akademiks I haven't touched on yet, but he has frequently shown weird behavior to women and minors. I left this out earlier, but there was also a video of DJ Akademiks screaming at his girlfriend at the mall, getting up in her face, pushing her, grabbing her, and a bunch of stuff like that. Ak responded to this saying, I was breaking up a fight. My girl was drunk and being aggressive with other women because they were coming to me in a party taking pics. One of the girls swung on her, and that's where this video starts. I'm trying to get women to chill out, but they ain't listening. They fighting over pics and shit. And if you thought this was bad, in 2022, Akademiks said that the youngest girl he would sleep with is a 17-year-old.
And to keep it real, if you think about it in the bigger scheme of things, there's not much difference between a 20 or a 17 or a 21 and a 17. Just kind of mean one's a minor and one's not a minor. But I will say, listen, I adopted this rule, which I think was fine. I said, listen, man, as long as a chick got a college ID, she's getting I don't care if she's 17. I don't care if she's 17 and a half. I don't care if she just turned 17. She's going to get this like.
I really don't want to defend this man, and you put me in the position where I want to say something about it, but I don't care to, honestly. I don't.
Like I said, this was 2022, making Ak like 32 or 33, which is just insane.
He was saying when he was in college, which I'm not saying it makes it right, but I think context is important. So that's kind of why I want to say something, but on the other end, I don't want to defend him at all.
And sure, maybe he was referencing back when he was in college, like this was his mindset back in the day, but that's still wrong.
Because the reason why he started talking about that was regarding the whole Kylie and Tyga situation, even though that situation was definitely on some PDF shit. So I definitely think that Ak is on some weird shit. And I even talked about this where his girlfriend came out and exposed him for having like 16-year-old girls in his apartment or house or whatever. Or I don't know if they were at a hotel, I don't know. But she definitely exposed him for that. So I definitely think something's off with him, for sure. But the context that he's given, I'm just like...
Of course, you can't forget in 2018 when he said, bad baby got...
And multiple people said this was fake. But I don't know.
Mad titties for a 15-year-old. He was 26 at the time of this tweet, and I know a lot of people said it was a hacker. Very possible, but, Akademiks, it could be real. And of course, you can't forget this classic post about Kylie Jenner where he said, broskies. OnlyFans, Kylie Jenner just gave us fat material for a whole week. Is she the baddest in the game right now? And if you say no, name who is. This one isn't as bad. It's just weird. It's this pattern of weird sexual behavior that he's been demonstrating over his whole career. And with the most recent allegations that have come out against DJ Akademiks, people are really starting to realize what kind of person he actually is. Most recently, DJ Akademiks has been hit with allegations of grooming because of a Discord call he was in with a 15-year-old boy. The kid in question was a mod in Blackboy Max's chat named Noor. Max is a streamer, and him and Ak have collaborated. So it makes sense why Ak may know who Noor is.
A kid I basically view as my little brother. You feel me? Noor, he's a Palestinian refugee. For anyone that doesn't understand, he's a Palestinian refugee. He lives in Malaysia. He doesn't speak Malay. He lost his mother. I've known him for like 2 years now. He's gone through a lot. He basically can't make friends in real life because he don't speak the language native to that country. And so he'd be on Discord all the time. And he'd be in Twitch chats. He just needs people to talk to, friends. I really care about this kid. I've helped him financially, emotionally, all that.
But for some reason, Noor...
I just heard people say that he lived in Malaysia, so I just assumed he was Malaysian, but I didn't know that backstory.
A call with Ak, a guy who is Tory Lane's manager apparently, and a few other people.
Fuck it, dude. You live...
No.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. You can have... Wait.
If I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, yeah. Suppose he's like, yo, bro, listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I can be inside of you. Pause. You tell me that there's not another 15-year-old that you could bust down? Serious. So there's not another 15-year-old you can bust down.
You go to school?
Yo, if Max got a sister and she threw you the box, would you smash her?
He already has a sister.
Alright, she threw you the box, would you smash her?
No, because I'm 15.
What I mean?
She's above 18.
What I mean?
Okay, what's that mean?
It will be group.
It'll be what?
That has nothing to do with you.
Following this, they said even crazier stuff like asking what his address was so they could send strippers to his house. Really, it was just a bunch of insane stuff to say this, especially to a kid, and none of them know this kid in real life. It's not like their little brother or little cousin, so it's like just really strange stuff to say. Right away, Blackboy Max called Akademiks and told him he should probably apologize.
Regardless, I tell bro.
And I think that's very telling. I've heard several people say that, like, oh, and they don't even know him. This is not like it's their little brother or cousin, or it's like they're trying to make it seem like that would somehow make it a bit better, and it's like, no, I would argue that that's even worse. That's your family and somebody that you're close to that you're saying that weirdo shit to. I mean, either way, it's horrible, but they a lot of people have said that as if like, oh well, And it's not even like he knows him or that's his little brother. What?
Yo, just apologize to Nora, take accountability, move forward.
Then Dante called Nora and asked him about what happened.
Then he said I was deafened for most of the call. Didn't know they went that far.
Nah, don't even try that.
It was my bad for inviting you to the Discord. Don't want you feeling no way. You a cool kid, and I know we all be trolling. But the shit I heard in those clips when I was deafened wasn't cool. You good? He was speaking in basically every clip.
Yeah, like what are you? Oh no.
Apparently, a guy named Ray, who I guess is Tory Lane's manager, was talking in the clip as well, and he was saying some really crazy stuff. Following all of the backlash that was coming out, Ak tried to blame the Kendrick fans, saying that they were running a smear campaign against him because of what I said earlier. Ak was really, on Drake's side during the whole beef, and that's what he tried to pin this on.
I know people trying to make it weird, and this is why, I know it ain't even Max's community. It's really like these Kendrick fans and shit like that.
Akademiks continued to say that he doesn't have a problem with Max's community. He was saying that it was just jokes and it was some big bro, little bro type of stuff, which, like I said, is crazy because, Ak isn't this guy's bigger brother. He's just some random old dude on the internet. At this point, there was a bunch of streams going back and forth with a bunch of streamers hopping in and commenting on what was going on. Akademiks called out on Dante and insulted him along with his wife, and Dante decided to respond. At first, Akademiks seemed pretty unbothered by it and was, taking responsibility to some extent, but then he just crashed out the next day on stream going after every streamer that was talking about it.
So when I see this shit pissed me off. I'm like, bro, I'm over here fucking with these niggas, supporting them. Nigga, yo, I told Ray today, I said, bro, I almost hit Grant and said, bro, yo, fuck that. No more Max clips on my page. I'm supporting these niggas, and these niggas is kicking my back in. I get nothing from it. I don't benefit if Max go up. I don't benefit if, hey, bro, I support them because I like these guys. I support them because I'm in the streaming community. I want them to go up.
Following all of this, Akademiks' Twitter page that I mentioned earlier ran a smear campaign against Black Boy Max, accusing him of the same thing. All of the videos and clips Akademiks ran
It says hours of footage of Black Boy Max grooming multiple 9-year-olds to sexually interact with e-girls has surfaced. Oh, I didn't know this. Not him trying to bring Black Boy Max down with him. He said, if I'm going down, you going down too.
A smear campaign against Black Boy Max, accusing him of the same thing. All of the videos and clips Ak posted were out of context with captions that just didn't match what Max was actually doing. Throughout this whole event, Black Boy Max was really mature and didn't actually think that Ak was trying to groom this kid. He was just telling Akademiks that he should just apologize and own up to what he did. But everyone else on the internet still agreed that this was really weird, especially because of all the other weird behaviors that Akademiks has demonstrated over the years. And it looks like people may be finally realizing that Akademiks has some problems. Many people pointed out that it was insane that the kid was way more mature than all of the adults in the call. And like I said, I think this was the final nail in the coffin with people waking up to Akademiks' behavior, because he faced a ton of backlash. He got banned by Twitch, he lost his Happy Dad sponsorship, and he was also unfollowed by State, which, as I mentioned earlier, is probably paying him some good money. So if they cut ties too, that'll be a huge loss for DJ Akademiks. Not only are the fans outraged, but so are many people in the hip-hop community. Peter Rosenberg chimed in and said, I tried to tell the world about this guy after he attacked the women in my life for no reason. Asked his viewers to find videos of my wife. Said he would pay for anyone who could supply info. At that time, Spotify and other outlets took no issue. I'm glad some have noticed how dangerous and sick this guy is. Others like The Breakfast Club, Anthony Fantano, Sean C., Screwface John, Dante, and many more have made videos calling out his recent actions. People are finally catching on to Akademiks' strange behavior. Someone on Twitter said, on some real shit, this needs to be the end of Akademiks. No more pretending he's just a little weird. This guy is a creep and should not have a platform. The final straw should have been
everything I've ever said in that court got leaked. It would be crazy.
Final straw. Once Akademiks realized how bad the backlash actually was and how upset people truly were, he backtracked and decided to apologize.
And honestly, in that court, everything I've ever said in that court got leaked. It would be crazy. Not defending it, but that's kind of the court it was. Definitely a regrettable moment. And we're going to use that as a teachable moment because I don't think I've came this far, built this platform to be that irresponsible, right? And of course, I could throw out any type of excuses. Oh, well, all that. At the end of the day, first of all, I'm probably owning all y'all anyway. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't need so I'll just take the responsibility. I should do better and will do better. And I think that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Should do better, will do better, use a teachable moment.
But by this point, no one really cares. After realizing the patterns he's demonstrated over the years, people are tired of DJ Akademiks. They've realized that he's a liar, that he manipulates situations, and that he hasn't changed or matured as he's gotten older. Now, he may be able to continue running his news page somewhat successfully, but I'd be surprised if Akademiks as a personality sees much more success in the future. I guess only time will tell.
Yeah, that's what I said. Time will tell. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I didn't know that he was trying to, start this smear campaign against Black Boy Max. How you mad at him? That does not make any sense, but that's crazy. Him trying to paint him as being the true PDF and the weirdo. It's like, nah, you deflecting like crazy. That's wild. But yeah, Ak is definitely off. Something is definitely weird going on with him. I feel like there's a lot of dark secrets that he has, and who knows, maybe they'll come out. But yeah, definitely don't trust him, and definitely feel like he is up to some weird shit. You can just tell what someone's mentality is based on the things they think is okay to say and do. And this video definitely painted some of the things that he was weird about. Other things I was like, I do know the context of some of these things, and I'm like, that wasn't it. But he's weird as hell. We could just use the actual weird stuff that he did and use that as evidence, you know. So there's that. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you've been watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.